Alright, here comes number 3 of the original Planet of the Apes series. And this one is gonna be a real twist in the tale and what have you. Here's my review of Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1971 sci-fi flick Escape from the Planet of the Apes, released by Fox, directed by Don Taylor, and written by Paul Dinn, who wrote the previous film. This is the third installment of the original Planet of the Apes series. Roddy McDowall returns after being absent from the last film, along with Kim Hunter. Plus, Bradford, Dillman, Natalie, Trundy, Eric Braeden, Sal Mineo, and Ricardo Montalban are in this. In the film, we see Cornelius and Zira flee back through time to 20th century LA, where they face fear and persecution. Now, this did get this. Well, let me start. This didn't quite make as much as the last film, but it got better response, and it's considered to be the best of the series. Anyway, before I get started on the story, if you haven't seen my reviews of the first two films, click on that card, and it'll take you to the playlist, which I have fixed up, where you can see my review the first two films in case you might have missed them, or if you want to see them again if you'd like. Just give me a moment. That ought to do it. Okay, on with the story. Escaping Earth prior to its destruction, the chimpanzees Cornelius, Zira, and Dr. Milo salvage and repair Taylor's spaceship. The shockwave of Earth's destruction sends the ship through a time warp that brings the apes to 1973 Earth, most specifically the Pacific coast of the U.S. The apes are transported to the LA Zoo under the observation of two friendly scientists, Dr. Stephanie Branton and Dr. Lewis Dixon. During their stay there, Dr. Milo is killed by a zoo gorilla. A presidential commission is formed to investigate the return of Taylor's spaceship and its inhabitant. During their interrogation, Cornelius and Zira deny knowing Taylor. They reveal, however, that they came from the future and escaped Earth when a war broke out. They are welcomed as guests of the government. The apes secretly explain to Stephanie and Lewis how humans are treated in the future and tell them about Earth's destruction. The scientists are shocked but still sympathetic, and advise the couple to keep this information secret until they can gauge the potential reaction of their host. Lavished with gifts and media attention, the apes become celebrities. They come to the attention of the president's science advisor, Dr. Otto Hesselin, who discovers Zira is pregnant. Fearing for the future of the human race, Hesselin insists that he simply wants to know how apes became dominant over men. Cornelius reveals that the human race will cause its own downfall and that Earth's destruction is caused by a weapon made by humans. Zira explains that the gorilla started the war, but the chimpanzees had nothing to do with it. Hesselin suspects that the apes are not speaking the whole truth. During the original hearing, Zira accidentally reveals that she used to dissect humans. Hesselin orders Lewis to administer a truth serum to her while Cornelius is confined elsewhere. As a result of the serum, Hesselin learns details about Zira's experimentation on humans, along with her knowledge of Taylor. Zira joins Cornelius in confinement while Hesselin takes his findings to the president, who reluctantly abides by the council's ruling to have her pregnancy be terminated and that both apes be sterilized. In their chambers, Zira and Cornelius fear for their lives. When an orderly arrives to offer the apes food, his jokes about their unborn child make Cornelius lose his temper. He knocks the orderly to the floor before escaping with Zira. They assume the orderly is merely knocked out, but he is actually dead. Haslam uses the tragedy in support of his claim that the apes are a threat. He calls for their execution, but is ordered by the president to bring them alive, unwilling to endorse capital punishment until due process has been served. Now for the ending, you know the procedure. 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below as I count down. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Braeden and Dixon help the apes escape, taking them to a circus run by Senor Armando, where an ape named Heloise has just given birth. Zira gives birth to a son and names him Milo in honor of their deceased friend. Knowing that Zira's labor was imminent, Haslam orders a search of all circuses and zoos, and Armando insists the apes leave for their safety. Lewis arranges for the apes to hide out in the Los Angeles Harbor's shipyard for a while. He gives Cornelius a pistol as the couple does not want to be taken alive. Tracking the apes to the shipping yard, Haslam mortally wounds Zira and kills the infant she is holding. Cornelius shoots down Haslam and then dies at the hands of a sniper. Zira tosses the dead baby over the side and crawls to die with her husband, witnessed by a grieving Lewis and Stephanie. It is revealed that Zira switched babies with Heloise before leaving the circus. Armando is aware of this and prepares to leave for Florida. Milo then begins to talk. Yeah. Real shocking ending. But, as always, I gotta say, end of story. So what did I think of Escape from the Planet of the Apes? Well, I'm going to say I liked it. I'd say this is my favorite sequel of the original series and what have you. While the original film's still the best, this comes right behind it. I don't know where it would be if once I review all films and rank them overall. But I will say that I enjoyed it for what it had to offer. The film only went on to make $12 million, which was about $7 million less than the last film. However, the reviews were much better. The film currently sits on Rotten Tomatoes with a better score of fresh at 77%. They say it's one of the better Planet of the Apes sequels. Escape is more character-driven than the previous films and more touching as a result. The New York Times gave it a good review, find the premise quite beautiful, with the theme of human guilt richly ambivalent, because the monsters are scarcely monstrous and the guilt is a function of unassailable strategic intelligence. The Chicago Tribune said comparatively it is much better than the second, which was awful, but not as good as the first, which was quite good. Variety called it an excellent film, far better than the previous film and almost as good as the original. And the LA Times says the film works largely because of Miss Hunter and Mr. McDowall working under Don Taylor's deft direction and are such gifted actors, and because John Chambers' chimpanzee makeup is so convincing as it was in the other pictures. So yes, I agree with them. Did a good job with the makeup effects and what have you. Now, I thought the name of the director sounded familiar. The director of the film is Don Taylor, who would later go on to direct another sequel Fox gave us, and that was Damien Omen 2, 7 years later. Which I've already reviewed that series. He did a pretty good job with the direction. They brought Jerry Goldsmith back on board to direct after he didn't do the last film, which that was a very good choice. And I like that. Now, as for our cast, we have Roddy McDowall back as Cornelius. He was very good, and I liked his performance. Kim Hunter, once again, good as Zira. Now, as for the other cast, we have Bradford Dillman playing Lewis Dixon. He was good. Natalie Trundy played Stephanie Branton. Let's see. Eric Braeden played Al Haslan. William Wyndham played the President of the United States. And Sal Mineo played Dr. Milo. Let's see. And Ricardo Montalban played Armando. Now, of course, we've seen some of these human characters again the next film. Now, Dr. Milo wasn't really in the films and what have you, but Dr. Milo is introduced, played by Sal Mineo. Now, Charlton Heston starred the first film and supporting actor in the second, appears in this third installment only in 2 brief flashback sequences. But anyway, I am going to say that this had a lot to offer, and I really enjoyed it. I do. There would later be a comic book miniseries, which would be a crossover with Star Trek, serving to bridge the events of the second and third films, called Star Trek Planet of the Apes, The Primate Directive, which started in December 2014, going on to April 2015. Anyway, the film was still probably one of the greats of the original Planet of the Apes series. The next year we would get Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, which I'll be reviewing in the next video. But with a pretty good direction, a good story, a big step up from the last film. Jerry Goldsmith back on board doing the score. Just a little bit of the old stars of the first two, who we've seen in the first 2 films, and a few new faces and what have you. Some we would see in the next film or 2. Escape from the Planet of the Apes is good, but would I recommend it? I'd say hell yeah. But it will possibly be coming in a draw. It'd be hell yeah, or give it a one-time watch. Only if you're a hardcore completionist, though. Yeah, but anyway, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, it's a great sequel, and it's much better than Beneath. Don't get me wrong, but I'd say I agree with the critics. Escape from the Planet of the Apes is probably the best of the sequels to the original film. So, that'll do it for this review. What did you think of Escape from the Planet of the Apes? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the 4th film, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. Excuse me there. So, if you like this video, consider checking out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Jurassic World from 2015. The upper right-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Or if you would like, well, something else different, you can go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review I did for a film that I've already mentioned that Don Taylor would later direct, and that would be Damien Omen 2 from 1978. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.